Middleweight prospect Jordan Williams, thank you so much for coming back on today. We spoke a few months ago, and you told me, hey, man, I'm going to be in the UFC by the end of the year. Now you're getting your shot on September 15th. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty amped, man. Feeling pretty pumped. I'm feeling every emotion I need to go in there and get this contract, babe.
Now, this is going to be your third opportunity on the Contender Series. A lot of people might not know that. They just see that it's going to be your third time, but you've had some unique circumstances in your last two fights. Is there a feel of do or die? Do you feel that a little bit in this fight?
Yeah, man. It's like, how many strikes do they give you? I mean, it's like the first fight I won on the show, but that was like a foul ball, because Dana wasn't too impressed. Second swing at the plate, failed reading by the judges, told by Dana White, apparently I didn't get the win in some eyes. And then, so that was the reason why I didn't get the shot or the contract last time. And then now this time it's like, man, this is my third swing, I gotta hit a homer, man. There ain't no ground balls, ain't nothing. I gotta hit this one out the park.
Yeah, man. I think a lot of people feel that way too. With this fight coming up on September 15th, there's some, unique circumstances surrounding this one too, because the dates have been moved around. Opponents have been, take us through all of that.
Yeah, so I was supposed to fight Jordan Wright August 11th, mishap happened in training. I blew out my knee. I got kicked sparring and just by a really good guy, and it just my knee broke, and so I had to tell my management. They pulled me out of that August 11th fight. UFC was working really good with me, really well. They said, hey, we're not just going to replace you. We'll just push the fight back to October 6th. Okay, that's fine. That's 2 months later. So it'll give me time to let my knee heal. In the middle of that training camp, that fighter gets called up to the UFC. Congratulations on your win, Jordan. That's good for you. He got called up, won this fight, and left me opponentless. So the UFC hit me up, on so it was 13-day notice, the 15th. So on the 2nd of this month, and they're like, hey, do you want to fight on the 15th of this month? So that's just been a roller coaster. I'm getting off the roller coaster soon, and at my destination 3 weeks earlier than I thought. But that's okay, man. That's okay. I got enough excitement out of this roller coaster training camp, and we're just gonna bring the noise.
Definitely. Now you got Gregory Rodrigues coming up. Have you gone back and researched him? You don't have much time, less than 2 weeks.
I know, yeah. So I have for sure been researching him and watching his film. I like some of the stuff he does. He's a strong guy. I mean, he seems a lot stronger of a competitor than the last guy they're gonna have me matched up with. He's 7-2. His record's not as pretty as my other opponent, but I was, the research that I had researched on him, he has fought some good opponents, some better people he has fought than the previous opponent. So I'm amped, man. I think this is gonna be like a sleeper card because the main we're the headline. I'm 8-3, he's 7-2, so you don't really like those records aren't like the prettiest. But man, I watched his film. He's good. He's a grappler, he comes from Brazil, heavy grappler, and he has some good striking. So it's gonna be a war, man. I'm expecting like my gas tank to be empty at the end of this one.
I was looking at Jamie Pickett a few weeks ago. He was in the similar situation as you, third time on the Contender Series, do or die situation, and goes in there and performs extremely well in the main event. Same scenario, man. Do you see a lot of parallels there? Does that give you a boost that a guy like him goes in there his third time in a similar situation?
Oh yeah, man, it totally does. My coach knew that too. He sent me a video right after that fight. He's like, hey man, check this out. And then I just see Pickett just going hook two, sleeping. I was like, damn, nice, man. I got put together a long combo on that dude. But then my coach is like, yeah, but did you see that was his third time on the Contender Series and he brought that contract home? I was like, fuck yeah, man. That's so my coaches, they're doing everything, they brought that up to my attention. So yeah, that definitely puts a little light on my fire and a lot of hope. And I think like 23 or 25 out of the 28 winners have gotten contracts. So man, I just need to put on a good show and win, and that definitely gave me some motivation.
Yeah, I think the pressure is a little bit off because you don't really actually have to get a finish. You could have a dominant win and still get that contract, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. You know, just a dominant, just a nice, solid performance. Obviously, I'm gonna go in there for the finish. I don't ever go into a fight and be like, I'm okay, I'm gonna hold back. I've done enough. I can't get the finish. But you know, it is a little bit of less pressure on in that sense for sure.
Yeah, I think Dana White, he sees that though. You know what I mean? Because one guy a couple weeks back, he won, but he didn't get the contract. And the reason why
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Dana White was saying this after the show or after he fought is that he had the guy pretty much broken. Both his legs was gone, and he still couldn't finish
Mm-hmm.
the guy. And I think he kind of pinpointed that. So I think you have to
Mm-hmm.
go in there, even in the third round, and go forward and try to finish the guy. And if Dana White sees that, he's gonna give you the contract.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And like that's why I mean, after our last fight, he was given a standing ovation because he saw that both me and Ramazan were just going head to head, staying on that center line, just staying right there, ready to trade. So, you know, that's pretty much what I plan on doing this time. I am going to do a little bit more side movement, you know, keep my back off the cage. And I did learn, you know, from the mistakes I made that last fight. You know, obviously, like he said, you know, don't shoot the takedown when you got him hurt, which I only did once. That was in the second time I dropped him. The first time I did not shoot that takedown, but you know I have learned my lessons. I'm gonna circle off the cage and man, just a dance, man. Just gotta dance.
With the training camp, how have you scheduled everything with California having certain kind of restrictions because of COVID?
So I mean, I guess I haven't been trained. No, I mean it's like you know you have to keep the gym. The gym has to keep in order. You know, shout out to North Carolina Alliance for keeping everything regulatory and proper for us to continue and do everything because the cops and everything have been knocking on his door and just people have just been calling and just trying to get him like there's been a lot. It's not even just the law. It's like there's haters. There's a lot of haters out there that just be calling and throwing false flags at my coach, like he's misbehaving and not following the rules. And that's been the biggest struggle is from those random calls, those random anonymous tips that the cops have been giving from my coach's gym. And it's like, dude, how, like, so it just really, like, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy that people would turn on their own city, you know, but, we got the job done. I've had a very successful training camp. I leave in my eyes. I have had, two of the best sparring partners I could have asked for come and just push me and help me, you know, throughout this whole training camp when they're technically under California law, I shouldn't have been able to have them.
Yeah, that's weird though. You know what I mean? Because throughout California is a massive state. So when you talk to fighters in like Southern California, you're up there in the north.
Mm-hmm.
They all seem like they have different situations of training. Each city is like different, like how they
Yeah.
enforce
Well, yeah.
the rules.
Yeah, each county. It's actually it's by the county.
Okay.
And sometimes So yeah, our tri county is like Santa Clara or not Santa Clara, but like Santa Rosa, Mendota. Like we're in this area where like you know the county's kind of like they will kind of like base their rules off the county next door and off their COVID count. You know, if your county has a good COVID count, you have a better chance of letting the doors open. Our barber shops just opened back up like 2 weeks ago again, so it's like you know it's like it's weird because you see all these professional athletes on TV, right? And all the in any sport, baseball, football, or now football and now basketball, and you're like, yo, so technically are all these guys breaking the law? Like, you know, it's just like how like you know, how do you expect a professional athlete to go and perform at his best or like comfortably when you're shutting everything down? Like if you're gonna shut down the gyms, you just fucking shut everything down or just open everything up. You know, it just makes no sense.
You got the fires devastating California. Has that affected you and the people around you?
Yeah, man, I can't run. I can't run outside. I have to figure out. I have to figure out where to run because I've tried the run outside, do my miles, and your chest is just hurting after. You know, you can literally see the ash flakes fall, and you can see yourself breathing them in. So it's just like, is this cardio workout really beneficial? So I've had to go to the gym early and do running at the gym right before workouts or just spar a lot longer to try to get my heart rate up and keep it going.
Have you thought about just heading to Vegas a little bit earlier just because of that?
You know, man, I didn't. And that's why we should have had this interview a lot longer ago. Fuck. Man, because I do have a hook. My management has a hook. We can go train at Couture's gym.
Mm-hmm.
We have the plug there, and I should, you know what? Thank you for bringing that up. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try to use that plug next time.
Yeah, maybe you might have to just pack your bags right now after this interview and get
Hey,
your coach and say, hey,
hey,
let's go, let's get out of here. Cause hey, I think
right.
those fires, man, cause they were saying like the sky is orange and you could barely see anything in front of you, and of course you don't want to go out there breathing all hard, all those ashes. So yeah, man, it's devastating. Now,
I got photos of it. Yeah, I got
yeah.
photos of it.
Now with this fight, man, you know, there's nothing I can really ask you. I'm not gonna ask you how do you think this thing's gonna play out because I already know you're gonna go in there and you're gonna put in, you know, put your best performance of your career out there and let everything fly. That's basically it, right?
Yeah, I mean the good thing about being an athlete that works out and tries to involve himself every time is that every time I step into the cage, I believe it's a better version of myself. You know, and if you're not, then what the hell did you do all training camp? You know, so yeah, you're right, man. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna put on a fucking show, man. I'm gonna go in there and do my thing. You know, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna guarantee a knockout. I'm gonna guarantee that that I'm gonna win in an outstanding fashion, but I will guarantee that I'm gonna leave that cage everything I got in there and everything. I'm gonna do everything I can to knock this fucker out and bring home that win. You know, but you know. He's a tough guy. He's a tough guy, and I respect that. And I feel like me being cautious of that's only going to make me more dangerous and more aware to get that finish. And that's the plan. That's the game plan. I'm putting him on chin. I know he has a hard head. I've seen all the people I fought with shaved heads. I know they got this fool got a hard head. So I know I'm gonna have to find his chin. I'm gonna have to find that button. I'm gonna have to push it down hard and make sure it stays stuck down.
One last thing, man. There's mentalities, right, in this sport. There's different types of mentalities that, you know, individuals have. Do you feel like you right now you have a more of a martial artist mentality or a prize fighter mentality?
You know, I have a martial arts mentality every day in every aspect of life. But you know, walking in that, man, I'm the headliner. This is my third fight. I'm prize fighter mode right now, man. Prize fighter. Those are the ones who get remembered, and those are the ones who go on. So I ain't just trying to be any MMA fighter, man. I'm going in there for the prize, man. I'm trying to get that shit.
All right, September 15th, Contender Series main event. Jordan, appreciate the time, man, and yeah, it's been a pleasure to watch you grow throughout the years, and now it's time get that UFC contract.
Hey, brother, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love, support, all the attention you've been giving me, and just like you. Just reminded me of who I am and who I need to be, brother. And I really appreciate, you know, the time you give me on your show.